That's scary.
Reading Vincent's are coming.
Really? Did they say what they do? Poor kitties. Sure, this is actually streaming. Okay, so that's working. Yeah, what was going on with the car fire?
It was all back at once.
Huh. Oops. Anyway. You can keep talking. I just need to do... Hello, everybody. This is a brief introduction. I'm working on the Ludum Dare, however you say it. The theme is ancient technology, and my wife and I are talking about a car fire.
Yeah, there was a car
What
fire.
happened?
That's really all I have to say.
Oh, okay.
There was just a really big backup of cars.
Well,
Carmel wants to talk, though.
yeah, it sounds like it. This is going to be very super low-key. I don't know if I'm going to go anywhere with this, but I figure I would be remiss not to try. Ow! Poor Carmel.
Come on. Let's go over.
Okay, let's...
Be famous. Be famous.
Well, yep, there he is. Yep. Now he's not loud.
Nope, because he's in my arms.
So, the theme is ancient technology. I'm not entirely sure what I'm planning on doing yet. I have a general idea. Of course, this messed that up. So I'll redo all this. Meow. And,
Fine.
there we go. He can whine all he wants. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's annoying.
Well, there's that. There we go. And the camera preview goes down here. Or right here. I need to set a thing. There we go. Because with Color Jumper, unfortunately, things get a little messy. So I'm actually going to set a layout, save layout. Ben likes this one. So, okay, so the theme is ancient technology. And the first thing I need to do is I need to kind of detail what I want to do. So I'm going to just set up, oops, yeah, let's just share that. I'm just going to set up a Trello board with some basic ideas. Yeah, I realized that I don't think that that thing went out, the notification. So, we may or may not get anybody on the stream, and that's okay. Actually, let's just go to Twitter real quick and send out a message. Okay, so create new board. So the general gist of this is And honestly, I'm so disorganized. I think it'd almost be easier to do this on a text thing for a general, just writing down ideas, and then move it to a Trello board. So this is like a 2D side-scrolling brawler. Theme, ancient technology. Premise, for lack of a better word. Discovering fire by accidentally refracting light through a gem. Large crystal. Game. You are a caveman and you run into a cave. It's very, very deep. Fighting monsters / other rival cavemans / wild animals until you reach the large crystal. You break it free and bring it back to your village, and then use the sunlight to start fires. A fire. So yeah. Simple controls. Move. Again, I'm probably going to have more than one button, but I want us to keep it simple. These are simple. They just move toward you and attack. Maybe ranged if I have time. Art non-existent. I'm just killing time now. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to create my caveman, which is going to be blop, a quad. So call this player. That's easy enough. And then add a script, player controller. So, first thing I need to do is I need to make this little guy move around, and that's simple enough. I am a mixture of excited and terrified to be doing this. Making games is something I obviously have a passion for. I don't really have... And this is where I'm going to start referencing my code from Color Jumper, because why not? And I'll use Notepad++ as that. Assets, scripts, global player controller. Right now I'm just looking for input.get button down. Actually, that shouldn't be an if. That should just be polling the get access. Where are those? So vector to input will get us input.get access raw vertical. worked. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of referencing other things that I've done. And I think that's how a lot of code actually works, so I don't feel too broken up about it. I thought it was transform.translate is what I'm looking for here, but maybe not. Yeah. Oh. There it is. Yay. Well, we have something. It's a start. Cool. Now, yeah, the jump is just the spacebar, and I think that's probably what I would use for attacking. So that's a whole different thing. So the next thing I want to do is I would need to create public float max speed. Glide. And let's see. And then I have a little snippet of code over here for distance, transform, velocity. Music's really quiet. I'm going to bring up the music. Cool. Okay, where do I have... It's basically just lerping it, but I figure if I have the code already, I might as well snatch it. Terminal velocity. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I gotta... So hopefully I get past this boring stuff right away, and honestly I should be just using stuff that already exists, but I guess I'm a glutton for punishment and I don't really know what I'm doing, so, you know. So that's... Clamp, smooth, damp. Yeah, that should be right. Target velocity. Okay, let's see if that fixes things up a little bit. So now we can have a max speed of, let's say, 0.5, a glide, I think of 0.1. Oops, I don't need to save it yet. Well, it's continually moving to the right, so I already broke it. Nice. Okay, so it has a little bit of a bounce to it, actually, which is weird. Honestly, a different way of doing this is not make it as complicated right away. And just have it being a Boolean. Yeah, see, now it's slower. And if I wanted the max speed to be higher, I could change it. If I wanted it to be even slower, there. And honestly, having it that slow is kind of what I want. So we'll probably keep it like that for now. So the next thing I need to do is I need to figure out a little bit of math to handle basically the Z, how far back they'd be, and that's something, since this is kind of like a brawler, maybe that could be something that's just translated from the Y. So the other thing I need to do is I need to actually create a battle area for this, because what's going to happen in the game is that the player will probably be able to walk on a path about like that large. So, yeah. Scene. No, you go in there. There you go. Scripts. There it goes. Materials. And just do something really basic, just a simple background. For the moment, anyway, of course. It's very, very beautiful color. Let's work on making that a little less gross. Just dirt. And the player. Okay, so the background could just be there. And the player should be here, and the player should be a different color. Again, these are all temporary. Eventually, if this keeps going and turns into something, it'll be sprited, I guess might be the word. Oops, player needs to be a solid color too. That's good enough. So what I need to do is I need to limit the player to this, which is simple enough. Just go up to here, and the limit is what, 1 point. Let's just say 1.1. Actually, no, so it goes over. So like 1.75. Go away. Yes, yeah, that's my bad. Yeah. Shoot. Here at negative 3.45. Negative 3.45. Negative 3.45. It's very inelegant, but you know, the whole point isn't to make it a... Oh my god, I'm such a dummy. That's one thing that I always forget to do. Is I always forget what mode I'm in. So let's do this again. Background. course, now the measurements aren't correct, but whatever. Okay. That should be good. Negative 3.75. Give a little bit more space, sure, why not? So now if I run this, the player is limited in the vertical. Obviously not the horizontal, but that's something that comes later. And this is actually 0.1, so I'm going to bring it back to 0.1. I don't know if I want to have like a jump button, or if I just want to have it like this. So I guess the next thing I should do is I should create some kind of camera follow. So the camera follows the player. So let's add a script. And with this script, reload all. So we'll find the player, which is, since we're just doing it once, it's going to be GameObject.findPlayer, which is player equals GameObject.findPlayer, and I think I have it capitalized. I do. And then transform.position equals player.transform.position. Now we should have the camera follow, but it's a one-to-one thing. There's no lerping involved. No, maybe it doesn't follow. What am I missing there? GameObject.findPlayer. Should work. Blind sprite. Oh, it's fucking bug again. Yes, save, but don't save because it didn't actually save. See, for some reason, it's not saving the file. There. Let's see if it works now. There we go. Except we also want to make sure that the camera is not copying transform. Yeah. Equals new vector 3. Player.transform.position.x, player.transform.position.y, 10. Okay, that way. And really, we don't really even need the Y because this is a side scroller. So we can just leave this at 0. Because that's where it is now, right? Yeah. So now, did I set it at... No, it needs to be negative 10 then. Smarty pants. So, now... Yay, we have a camera! Like I said, it doesn't really give the player much leeway, it doesn't lerp, it doesn't do anything, but at least it follows the player. And you can give it a little bit more finesse later. But hey, we got something. That's kind of cool. Now, We should work on creating some obstacles that the player needs to move around, and that's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to create... Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, I don't know why it duplicated everything, but fuck off, fuck off. There we go. So, let's create a rock. So again, let's just create a quad. Make it a weird size. Again, this is probably going to be a sprite of some kind, but for the moment, we'll just leave it like this. Materials, create material. Obstacle. It's cool that you're able to, like, whip stuff up like this very quickly. It makes me happy. Okay, so we need to create a new layer for this. Obstacle layer. And now we need to create a new layer mask for the player script. Inside that, you gotta set it. There's layer mask, obstacle. Because there's colliders, but they won't actually stop the player. And what I want to do is I want to create basically every frame is going to raycast out in the direction the player's going to ensure that the player doesn't bump or doesn't walk through something. So I've done this. I did this before with Color Jumper, and it's good to have a little refresher, but it's not that difficult. So the X and the Y are sorted, or the Y is sorted for the actual top. And actually, this could be clamp Y to min max height of stage. Transform dot position equals and new vector 3. X math f dot clamp transform dot position dot y 1.75 negative 3.75. And that should do the same thing, except a little cleaner and a little less cycles are used. Oop. Not that it matters that much. Computers are good at math. But hey. Well, I broke it. Because I did it backwards. Because this needs to be minimum, yeah. Oops, 7.5. There we go. Good as new. So, get rid of this. So, now what we need to do is, we're gonna pull this input. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 raycasts from this guy. If the guy's moving, if the X is positive, and really what I should do is I should just, I have some code that would basically do this for me. But hey, I wanna learn and I wanna get better at this, so I'm gonna do it again. But I am gonna keep this up just as reference. Where is it? and I should okay, so I need to get the edge points here, which is really just the bounds of the quad. So what is the bounds? Is that a vector 3? Object bounds. Oh, bounds, okay. Okay, and then I can just do the skin width stuff too. I don't plan on I think it's like 0.05 float, something like that. It's really small. It's basically all it's doing 0.02. Spacing, update. Move it down here. Right corners is this. So it's all kind of hackneyed together right now. Object collider. Oh, which would just be transform in this case, because I'm not mesh collider. Okay, so now we have the bounds. Oh, right corners. Does that exist in the current context? There it is. So I created an object there. I'm going to use it right away. I should get rid of those, and object bounds should be quad bounds. I really should just use the same thing, but I'm just a glutton for punishment, I guess. I'm not learning a whole lot if I'm just copying and pasting everything, but I don't care. Okay, so then I have my raycasts all set up, and now I need to cycle through them. So first I'll do the X and Y. So if input.x is greater than 0, so if the player is moving right, there's a way for me to
black and white. Do you hear me up there? Can you hear me through the noise? Do you hear me up there? Can you hear me?
Oh, Slamhouse is now hosting a stream with one viewer. Thanks, Slamhouse. I don't know if this is going to be a very interesting stream or not, but thank you so much. Okay, so math f.sign input.x. So what sine does is it returns 1 or 0 depending on if it's a positive or negative number. So basically this is just creating a might as well treat it properly. So now if I need to raycast in the other direction, I just have to multiply it by that. So if it's to the right, it's 1, and if it's to the left, it's -1, so it just turns all the numbers negative. And for those who are familiar, I am basically doing, this is all Sebastian's 2D controller that he made on a YouTube video a long time ago. But I'm using it anyway because I want to. And so raycast 2D that hit. Okay. Okay, and then this is where we do the raycast, and this gets a little bit more confusing because this is color jumper, and we don't really need all that stuff.
For your position. So I hit with easy words. I'm just a musician. Do you hear me up there? Can you hear me through the noise?
I should really redo this song at some point. I feel like it has a lot of merit, but
Can you hear me? My plastic talked with yours.
ray max length equals input dot
In
x.
the gloom of the next eve, their prattle pulled my feelings through a crisscross copper sieve. Do you hear me up there? Can you hear
Okay, so
me through the noise? Do you hear
transform
me
direction dot x.
up
So
there?
this is all gobbledygook that's not really necessary for this.
Do you hear me up there? Can you hear me
So if there is a hit,
through the noise? Do you hear me up there?
so if hit.
Hear me.
Really all I need from here, I don't need the player color, I don't need the block scripts, I don't need this, I just need the ray length. This should be ray length. And that really, I think, should be it for the x-axis. So this is the horizontal ray count because these rays are going out horizontally. It's kind of confusing. Well, we'll see if this works. It might completely explode, but that's kind of the fun of it, isn't it? Boop. Nope. Doesn't work. Okay, well, let's figure out why. There we go. Okay, so ray source, direction at 1, cards bottom right, bottom left. Or did I do this backwards? Am I doing horizontal collisions? So this should be going off velocity.x. Yep. Might as well bring this math in just to make make things line up. Okay, for I in array count I plus plus 2 ray source. So this is where it's starting the drawing of the rays, and then this is moving it up or down. So right now there's 2 rays. It should be starting on the right side. And I guess I could do like a debug dot draw line ray source and then ray source dot input or plus input. Color dot red. So that'll at least indicate whether or not that's doing that properly. Okay, that's interesting. So it's not updating the transform dot position, which it should. Ray source. Okay. Yeah, ambiguous. Yeah, so this is the one thing I really don't like about mixing vector 2s and vector 3s. But, you know, that's how it goes. It should be vertical. Oh, this was hard typed to a vector 2, so... Okay, this song's too distracting. As much as I like it, that song's also too distracting. That one should be okay. It's not hard math. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to twist it around so it works properly. Because I don't want to mess around with the vector 2, because that uses that vector 2.up, and that can be a huge pain to twist around. So, resource. Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, it's just so janky. But it should fix it. Again, janky's gonna be my middle name for the next week or a couple days. That's interesting. Still didn't fix it either. Huh. I mean, it's working properly aside from it not working at all. So there's that. Oh, come on. I want the chill tracks. Today, anyway. Let's just see if it's actually triggering this. It should, because the raycasts are going inside of... No. I mean, obviously if it was triggering it. So let's check this. This is not... Okay, well... Yeah, that'd probably do it. Or maybe not. Let's double check the script, make sure, okay, obstacle is checked. That is an obstacle, that is not. Let's see, what am I missing? Collision mask, that is correct. Also, why aren't these... Oh. Shaka Panda is now hosting the stream with 1 viewer. I appreciate that, Shaka Panda. I hope that this can be as entertaining as humanly possible. Except right now it really isn't. I'm just figuring out my first bug with this stuff, and it's not super exciting right now, but you know, that's how you learn. I'm curious as to why it's not... Oh, hey! Sploogle, the theme is ancient technology, and my very, very brief game is basically you're a caveman, and you're fighting monsters, and you're going to go into a cave and get a large crystal, and you're going to use that crystal to invent fire by refracting the sunlight into a pile of sticks or something. I don't really know. But right now I have a cube that walks around and doesn't run into the rock like he's supposed to. So, there's definitely some work left to be done. But I mean, the concept itself is fairly straightforward. Once I get the general controls down, and the combat's gonna basically just be hit spacebar to swing your hammer or your club, probably something, and then it's just all creating art assets and just making the game look nicer and feel nicer. So it's like, I don't think the overhead for the programming part's gonna be that complicated, but creating like the art and stuff is probably gonna spend most of my time. But first I have to figure out why this isn't working, so. So convert vector 3 to vector 2. Oops. Source plus equals vector 2 dot transform dot position. Yeah. Why doesn't it let me convert like that? Just not created. Caveman Crave. I don't know if I'm to title ideas yet. Cave the elephant. Cave against the machine. That's kind of backwards, isn't it? So I don't know why this isn't drawing lines properly. So transform.x plus y. What exactly is resource? If input.x isn't equal to 0, do all this garbage. So we're not completely wasting everybody's time. I'm gonna move that rock closer so I don't have to skim all the way over there. Okay, so we've got that. Debug.log array source. This should be. Oh, okay. That should fix that. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't the default. It wasn't defaulting to 0, 0. So that's one thing. Still don't know why it's not working, but you know. So I can get rid of these. Resource plus input. But it's not input that I want, it's ray length. That's not ideally what I want, but how it handles how drawline handles versus raycast is just different. So I'm trying to figure out. For all intents and purposes, this should be working. I did need that, which makes sense. Well. Okay, so let's see, raycast. Transform.position.x.y plus raysource. So that should be taking the center of the square and offsetting it by the corner. Vector 2.right, which should be sending the ray to the right. Direction x, sending it in the correct direction. Ray length should be the distance at which the ray travels. Yeah, Shock, I'm working on collision right now. I'm doing this the stupid way, because I'm a stupid. I'm sure I could just use Unity's colliders and stuff, but I don't know. I like figuring things out for myself, and that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be an interesting stream, but hopefully we'll learn something in the process. I just don't know why it's not working. So position.x, position.y, so that's the start. This offsets the source. We're sending the ray to the right by the direction. And if hit, which means if it hits anything, which I believe that's how that's supposed to be coded. If hit, 2D hit. Yeah, exactly. And I did this before with Color Jumper, and this is actually Color Jumper's code right here. It's just Color Jumper is way more complicated. And I'm just like trying to strip out the guts that I want. And for some reason, this should be everything I need, but it's not registering it. And it's kind of confusing me, because this is layered as an obstacle. The layer mask for this is an obstacle. Maybe I have to like turn off the mesh colliders? No, I need those on. Because how else would it know that it's an obstacle of some sort? I'm almost tempted to jump over to Color Jumper and just see if I'm missing something obvious in the setup for these. So I'm going to do that really quick. It doesn't really matter which level I choose. Okay, so we got our player object. Has, oh, box controller 2D. And that's a box controller 2D as well. I'll see if that's the difference that I need. So I don't need the mesh collider. I need the mesh renderer because how else would I see it? So box collider 2D. I don't know if this will fix it, but hey, why not? Nope. Okay, so there's no mesh collider. Box collider 2D collider, collider object bounds. Yeah, exactly. And I've definitely had my share of websites that I've referenced back in my like just trying to figure out a very simple problem that should not be an issue at all. But of course, they're always an issue. And of course, this is probably something very, very stupid. Project settings, physics 2D. Yeah, everything's supposed to collide with each other, so there's that. Oh, this is box collider. Not. That shouldn't cause a problem, but maybe. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's all it was. I don't have vertical yet, but that's next. So dumb. Hooray! Progress. Okay, so we just take this. Direction dot Y. We can just reuse ray length because why not? Yeah, it was something somewhat dumb. I mean, the problem is that I'm just not familiar with the code as well as I should be. So, okay, direction Y, math sign dot Y, ray length, reset the ray length if input dot Y isn't 0, so if it actually has an input. Vertical ray count, ray source, direction Y, ray corners, vector up, vertical ray count, hit, transform, dot right. Okay, so some of these are incorrect. So we need the vertical collisions now. We need these guys. Shabam. And we need... Where's that raycast? Vector up, ray length, collision mask. And that should fix that. Hey ZX Dop, how you doing? Yeah, collisions. Nope, no collisions that way yet. I'm missing something there, but we got the horizontal ones, so that's something. That's not right. That reminds me of some of the bugs that I have in Color Jumper sometimes, or I had. Okay, so I did some copying and pasting. Let's like legit go through this and see if I'm missing something here. So this should be vector 2 dot up, or no, this should be vector 2 dot right. Yeah, that might be it. I was setting my raycast wrong, so now, no, still doesn't fix it, but partially fixes it. Fixes it on that side, but not that side. That's interesting. Does that work for the... Yeah, see, it seems to work just fine there. But, it's also interesting that that's... It's like the I need to do another... I need to do another debug dot draw line. I shouldn't have deleted that other one. Yes, ZX Dop, I'm making a game. I am participating in the Ludum Dare, or however you pronounce it, where it's a challenge to create a game in 48 hours, and I'm doing something very, very simple, just like a little side-scrolling brawler thing. Hopefully I have enough time to make art at some point, but right now I just want to get the controls down. I'll probably tinker with it for another couple hours, and then I will probably be streaming most of the day tomorrow with this, and by tomorrow I'll evaluate whether or not this is like worth continuing because I do want to do other stuff as well. Plus resource. But it's a simple idea and something that will be fun to make, and I've been told that doing this is good exercise. Oh, got you, man. It's good to hear from you. How is your new channel going? Well, right now coding's not really working for me either. Okay, so what the hell is going on here? Vertical collisions. Direction Y, math sign Y. Okay. Ray length. Math, absolute, velocity, Y, skin width. Okay. Don't care about that. Don't care about those. Don't care about that. For I equals 0, I less than equal, or I less than vertical ray count. That's good. Ray source. Direction Y, top left, bottom left. that should be correct. Race source. Max value was just calculated. See, I never really understood. This is taken from Sebastian's YouTube video on 2D controllers. Yeah, switching channels like that is tough. I don't think that'll fix it. Yeah. But hey, let's see if it works. No, for some reason. So if you see, it's hard to see. Oh, it doesn't keep the things on there. But you can see that one of the lines is emanating here, and the other one is emanating out here. Either way, they're both going sideways, which they shouldn't be doing. Which is the problem of this, I guess, because this should be... So that's a false positive. Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. Like, I don't know how to manage emails and stuff like that. Doing? Top left, bottom left. So it should be going top left, bottom left. Okay, so it starts on the left-hand side and it creates rays across, which is fine. But I don't know why it's including the vertex.x. Oh. Well, I found a bug in Color Jumper. Jesus. There we go. Now the player cannot hit rocks. It's still not perfect, but I think oops. You see that the lines are being rendered are actually inside the white square. It's really hard to see, but the lines are inside the white square, and I think that's because the lines are being rendered on the same frame that the object moves. Well, I have been working on my own game, so this is nothing new for me, but doing it within the span of 24 or 48 hours is definitely something different. I love making games, so it's definitely something that I want to do. So, we gotta start anyway. So, now we can, like, litter the field with rocks and stuff. Obviously this is not there. So now it all works. Which is kind of cool. No real bugs. Nice. That actually makes me really happy. Get rid of those. Okay, so the next step, I guess, is to create like sorry, I'm just thinking. My brain's shutting off. Move player. Cast to see if player can move forward. Up, down. Cast to see if player can move left, right. Obviously, if this was like a real game, it would be, it would all be like blobbed off in different things, but right now, debug.log, attacking. Make sure that the buttons work. Actually, bring this guy in. And through the magic of Unity, this should work right away. Yeah. So that's cool. And now it's analog too, so you can creep along. Neat. I'm not gonna mess with controllers though. At least not right away. Oops. Didn't want to close that. Might as well just do this. There. Now that's just all the buttons on the controller. But now if I hit space, yeah, it already registered one from the controller. So yeah, attacking. So now I need to, one thing I've never done, and I guess now is as good a time as any to learn, is to create a hitbox for swinging. And what I understand for this is you instantiate basically the size of the hitbox, which in my case is just going to be a square. You instantiate that hitbox, and then you see if anything's colliding with it. And if something collides with it, then you hit it. So I guess what I need to do is create material, player, swing, hitbox, hit boik. None of those have the letter X in them. There we go. Make it just an unlit red 3D object, quad. This is going to be another 2D blocks collider because, oops, remove. Attack hitbox. And then player swing hitbox. That's a lovely color. We want to make it a little bit bigger. We want the swing to be kind of like this. So it hits stuff above him, but also at his feet. And that's something that's going to get changed, you know, when things keep moving forward here. So I'm going to create a folder for prefabs. Okay, get rid of that there, player. So we can go into here now and we can create a public game object player swing hitbox. And we'll dump that hitbox in there. Oops.
Last call for Terminal B. Shuttle to Mars.
And actually, it's a little bit against convention, but I'm going to just create the... Actually, I do need to create it after here. So I'm just going to create it here. I enumerator player swing. Yield return new wait for fixed update. There. So now it won't crash when I use it. And then player swing dot equals instantiate player swing hitbox transform dot position quaternion dot identity. So that does the object, the position, and the rotation. And I realized, just like everything else, yeah, I'll get to that. This needs to be, actually no, that's actually the right positioning, because we want it to be generated offset from the player, and I already positioned that properly. And since game object, we need to type that. So we got that going. Oh, right. Game object player swing. Just for brevity's sake. Not brevity, the opposite of brevity. whatever the opposite of brevity is. And then delete player swing object. So in a perfect world, or is it destroy? Yeah, it's destroy. It would help if I called the function. I'm also, while I'm doing this, I can take the math dot sign here because I need that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to create a Boolean player facing right. It'll default to true. So what this is gonna do is player facing right equals direction x equals 1. So if direction x equals 1, it's true, and if it doesn't equal 1, it's false. So that way, I can take that player facing right and new vector 3 that's gonna get messy. So vector 3 object origination. Not that I need to be very. So new vector 3 I don't know how that's going to work. If player isn't facing right, equals new vector 3. So we're doing x, so transform.position x. I can't type anymore. Times 2 0 0. So what this should do is it should subtract twice the x value.
It will be your friend, no more than the table you built it on will be.
Start coroutine, player swing. Well, we'll see if it worked. Well, if you're going left, bad things happen. I have a feeling that it's, yeah, because this should be player swing object, transform.position. Yeah. So let's just hard code this because why not? I can always change it later. And negative 1.72, I think that's what it was. 8.3, which would be 6. Sure, let's just get super anal retentive about it. Right. Well, it sort of works. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to increase the time that that's actually on the screen because it's kind of hard to see. Also, I realize that I'm subtracting something that I'm subtracting, which is why it's going all over the place. Okay, so this should be 0.83. Whoops. Good enough. That should fix it. Again, code isn't elegant, but that ain't the point. Hey, look at that. We got it. Kinda. So our hitbox should be up a little bit more. It should be up by 0.4, actually. So it's just 0.4 float. 0.4 float. And then we don't need that anymore. And then what we need to do is we need to do something I don't know how to do. So this is unity check collision. Okay, on collision enter, but this isn't really collision enter. It shouldn't be over. It's still running for me. Okay, so Unity. Overlapping. Find objects. Overlapping a collider. Intersects bounds. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but I know it's a fickle beast. Swing bounds equals I think it's dot contains or intersects. Well, I'd like to know play changing the size of the bounding box. What's the difference between bounding volumes? Put in a layer mask. Okay, so it looks like I need to create something else. Overlap sphere with box collider 2D. Okay, so that's not what I'm looking for. It's another bounding box intersect with this bounding box. Yes, that's what I want, but that'll just return a Boolean. Box Collider 2D. You can look at my sweet. It's trigger density, shape count, shape material, game object, tag, transform name. Is touching. It's touching layers. Take care, Shaka. It was good to see you, man. Okay, so what it looks like is going to have to happen is the swing has to have its own thing on it, I think. Again, this is all fairly new to me, so This is probably like the least elegant way of handling this, but okay, let's look at the okay, so now we got that. Doesn't seem to be finding anything. Well, first of all, let's remove the attacking notification because we know that that's working. Done. Dot swing. Collision dot stay. Maybe this can't be a trigger? Oh. The other thing I'm noticing is player facing right. If input.x isn't 0, recalculate that. Alright, fix those two bugs. So now if you hit left, you can still attack left or right. Now I just need to figure out why that's not working. Swing hitbox. How do I properly do sword combat? Okay, something else to read. They transform local fishes. No, this is swinging a sword. That's not what I want. Yeah, this is for like the actual animation. I'm not going that far. Okay, hitboxes of weapons. That's more animation stuff. So in theory, that should be kicking out a lot of different things. But clearly it's not. Neither is that. Calculations. The physics engine take care of it. Doesn't detect all the hits. I mean, it looks like I can just do some math. Okay, well, it might just be math, but that's dumb. That doesn't make sense. It's thought that it was just like a, you have this hitbox. Collision stay 2D. Destroy, destroy, destroy. Let's try this one. See if that changes anything. Hey there, beyond the groove. Grave, got it. Yeah, I'm just working on a simple Unity game for the Ludum Dare, however you want to pronounce it. And I'm trying to get my attacks working, but they aren't working right now. I got my hitbox up, but for some reason my hitbox isn't detecting anything. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on there. I thought this would be one of the easier. Zagrave, yeah, I figured it out eventually. Collision 2D. Coming Collider 2D. It's a very, very simple game. Basically, the theme is ancient technology, and you're a caveman, and you're gonna go to a cave and get a big crystal, and then use that crystal to focus down and invent fire. I don't know. Ancient technology. Focus down sunlight or something, which is definitely not how it works in reality, but, you know. No, we already tried that. That doesn't work. Excuse me. I need to feed the cats, so I will be back in just a second. Ugh, okay. Let's figure this out. Bam. Okay, so player controller, that's fine. Camera, oh my god, why does it do this every flipping time? Yeah, so that's not working. The hitbox is instantiating correctly and in the correct position, but for some reason, it's not. And it's being destroyed properly, but for some reason, it's not catching all of the collisions that it should be. So maybe I need... Attach bounds density is trigger offset. Yeah, it should be on collision. Maybe on trigger, enter 2D, but that doesn't make sense. I might as well cover all my bases here, but yeah. It's dumb stuff like this, you know. And this is where I feel like I just don't have the same the knowledge that I should have, which isn't a problem per se. It's just one of those things where it should be easy. Collider 2D is touching. It's going okay. A little square that moves around now. Yeah, I'm running into a little bit of a problem, but I'll figure it out. Hopefully. I don't know. It's getting there. I'm doing it. That's the thing. Well, I'm glad that I could help you out, ZX. That's cool. And thanks, Beyond. I'm not really getting discouraged as much as just like it should work, but it doesn't. Oh, I'll turn it down. Thank you. I'm also sitting farther away from the microphone than I probably should be too. I think that song was just loud in general. But thank you. Enabled is active and enabled. Bounds, density is trigger. offset, shape count, shared material, used, game object tag, transform. None of that helps. Is touching is probably what I want, but I don't know how to properly Yeah, ZX. I have a lot of side projects that I should be working on, but I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I know that I'll always have something else going on. So even if I get a little behind on other stuff, I want to at least give it a try. Okay, so failing this, what I can do is I can go into here. Where's the goal? No, it's the player controller, I think. Once again, I think it's the player controller. On trigger, enter 2D, collider 2D, object. Okay. So, let's turn this into a trigger. Trigger, enter 2D. This message parameter has to be the type of collider 2D. Oh. Collider. That's definitely not doing the trick. I can get rid of this draw line, though. I realize that's still a thing. Okay. So with Color Jumper, and I'm going to just go back and refer to that. So I'm going to open project, Color Jumper, and see if I can find something in there that that helps. So let's just start. So here we have the goal. Where's the goal object? Goal open, which doesn't have anything on it. So player goal. This is a box collider 2D, which is a trigger. The player has a box collider 2D, which is not a trigger. And in the code for that, that's on trigger enter. So that means when a triggered box enters, yeah. I'm not giving up yet. Get thread context failed. Well, I might give up if the game doesn't load anymore. Granted, I've been saving, but okay, where are you, Unity? End task. Failed to create device file. Yeah, that's something that still happens. So, if this is a trigger, how does that affect? Okay. For all intents and purposes, that should work. Events will be sent to disable one. I skipped this song earlier, I think. Okay. Well, if I get stuck here, I can always try doing something else, but this is like kind of one of the core things that I wanted to do. So, okay, how about compare Unity compare to object over layer mask. Sphere collider. That doesn't help. Function on trigger enter. And this is JavaScript, so that's helpful. I mean, everything's saying the same thing. Yeah, everything's saying the same thing, that that's all that I should need to do. Oh! ZX drop! Dop. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. I just need to figure out my problem. Everything will be fine.
I don't see it as some kind of phase, a transformation of humanity. Rather, I see it as its end.
Why I can't just make the statement like this or like this. I'm sorry you're just looking at a blank screen right now, but
Genetically modified or augmented with nanotechnology.
I'm just going through all of these these things to see if I'm missing something useful, and I don't really think that I am. So I'm a little lost as to what exactly is going wrong here.
I don't think it's appropriate to call them human anymore. They will be something else. Something new.
Oh yeah, ZX. I'm either gonna put it on itch.io or have like a download of it somewhere. It's not gonna be very exciting, but you'll definitely be able to play it. I'm happy of I mean, we definitely got far today, but I just don't know why this doesn't work. And it feels like it's something super, super obvious. Once again, I'm going to look at Color Jumper and see if I can think of anything or see anything. Oops, that's the wrong button. So, player object has this. Does have a rigid body, so maybe that yeah, maybe I need to have a rigid body on. I think that's how colliders work. I always get it screwed up, so let's mass 0, 0, 0, minimize. Hopefully that's all it was. Yep. That's all it was. So now we need to create a layer mask for this. So public layer mask, hit effect. So basically which enemies we hit are affected by this. So I feel like a dummy, but hey, forward progress is always positive progress. So hit effect, we're going to do obstacles. Oops, let's do all this again. Okay, it is saved. Good. And now we need to there was something that I was just looking at about comparing layer masks. It's a little confusing. I don't fully understand. So this is like a bitwise thing. So debug.log hit dat rock. Okay, so there's nothing there. Hit that rock. Cool. Hey, it's forward progress. Although I won't be doing rocks, I'll be doing enemies. But hey, again, it's progress. Whew, that makes me happy. I do feel like a dummy for not catching that one right away, but, you know. So add layer. I don't care if I miss, so I'll just do that. Okay, so let's make an enemy. Again, this is going to be a very generic enemy. Oh my god, why does it do this every time? Okay, very generic enemy. So, public string, oops, enemy name, public float enemy health, public public, what else do I need? I need name, health, float, enemy speed. Really, the enemies are going to be very dumb, and that's okay. To the point where they might run into rocks a lot, but meh. But for the moment, that's all I really need there. Again, it's not letting me save it. Ugh. Thank you. So I'm going to call him generic enemy. And once again, I just close all these for the moment because I need to reorganize them. Create material, generic enemy. Once again, unlit color. Let's make it a lovely blue. No, he's an enemy. Let's make him green. Generic enemy. You're right there. So the other nice thing about this is I can actually make the collider mesh shorter than the rock. And I can default the rock's positions, the obstacle positions, to always be in front of the player. So I can set these to 1. And now, well, maybe I need to set it to -1. Yeah. So now we've got more of a semblance of 3D. Ooh. Okay. So, I'm just gonna do fixed damage. Really? ZX, maybe. I doubt it. Partially because I don't think it'd be that hard to code, but I have a feeling that it would be that hard to animate. And I am not a huge design person. I mean, I went to college for graphic design, but I didn't do it for like pixel art, so. It should have triggered that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Layer, hit effect. Okay, so why didn't that work? It's an enemy. And I'm not looking at tagged, I'm looking at layer. And the hitbox should affect enemies. Oh, because this doesn't have the right collider on it. So remove box 2D. And then that does not have to be a trigger. Okay. For the moment, I'm just more interested in making a game. There we go. Now it's hitting him. Oops. cats. So I want the enemy to like fly backwards. And I guess, oh, don't worry about it, ZX. You're not overcomplicating it at all. So I'm just going to do this the simple way. So we're going to have to pass a value through a couple things here, and this is definitely not the ideal way of handling this. So we've got public float player facing right. Player swing object dot get component. Player swing hit. Dot player facing right equals player facing right. Is that a Boolean there? Okay, let's just do the math to convert that to a 1 or -1. There, now we don't have to do that again. So now, dot get component enemy controller, oops, dot hit, take hit, player facing right. So if the player is facing right, the enemy needs to fly to the right as well. So it's very inelegant, but this should work. This should push the enemy. Yep. Ah! And unfortunately, it would also push the enemy through walls, which obviously isn't ideal. Yeah, so if like we move this down here, but you know, again, that's something that needs to get worried about later. Take hit, player facing right. So let's just say that this does 5 damage. Take damage. Enemy health minus equals take damage if enemy health is less than 0, or less than or equal to 0. Enemy die. Void enemy die. Destroy game object. Again, very, very simple. I thought it was this dot game object. It's just that transform. Or maybe it's just transform. Okay, so now, if we give this poor enemy 12 health. Bam, 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 bam. Nope. Can't destroy. Oh, it should be this game object. Oh, I did a capital G, not a lowercase g. But it worked. Like, I started getting error messages at the right time, so bam, bam, bam. He's dead. I got him. Cool. Ugh. Hi, kitty. Okay. So, the enemies need to have the same movement that the player does. Generically, anyway. Oops. Okay, so the other thing it's going to do, let's see, game object, player object, player object equals game object dot find player, because that's happening only once. That should be fine. If transform dot position dot x is greater than player object dot transform dot position dot x, transform dot translate. This is very, very rudimentary, but it's gonna get a start. And speed 0, 0. Else no, you wouldn't have. Tenacious. Yeah, I hear ya. It's difficult to stay positive with this kind of stuff. Like I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, where I'm gonna do my best, but if it's like mid Saturday and I don't feel like I'm making significant progress anymore, I'm gonna do other stuff. I don't want to spend my entire weekend with this because I have so much other stuff to do. So they kind of follow you in a weird, jaggy-ass way. But this is not ideal. So what I should do is transform.position equals vector3.lerp. Player object.transform.position time. This is what I should have done to begin with. I should comment that instead of deleting it, just to make sure. Now he's way too fast. Times enemy speed. Oh, yeah. It kind of works. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily AI. They just they walk right at you. But, you know, progress is progress. So it's better than this, that's for sure. Okay, so now I have basically the start of a game, I guess. And if I wanted to, I could take this and like duplicate it a bunch of times. I should make a GIF of that and post it on the Ludum Dare Twitters. The problem with this monitor is that this looks tiny, but this is actually recording like 800 by whatever because it's a 4K monitor, so... Okay. And then we crop off the end. Hey, no worries, ZX. I really appreciate the swinging by. It means a lot. Seriously, it really does. Like, I mean, I'd be doing this regardless, but it's really nice to have somebody to talk to while I do it. What headphones do I usually use? I have... Oh, jeez. I have too much stuff on my desk is what I have. So, when I'm producing music and I need headphones, I have these Sennheiser HD 280 Pros. I don't know if you can really see that, but... they are very, very nice, and they're sub $100, and I really, really like them. Well, see, this is like a million times better than anything I could ever do. So far with my LD Jam, I have a square that can fend off other squares. Not a bunch of progress, but satisfying. Yeah, they would totally be good for regular use. They get a bit warm, so in the summer months I've been using these headphones, just these little earbuds. They're not awesome. I got them with my phone, but they do the job well enough. I'm looking forward to when it's cool enough out for me to be able to use my Sennheisers again because they're really awesome. Hey man, that's really flattering. Honestly, it is. Like, I really like your content too, and it's cool that that you're being inspired by some of this stuff, or at least motivated, because it's really easy to not be motivated. It was very close for me to not do this at all this time around. Yeah, I really do like the Sennheisers. They come from a pedigree, I guess is the right word. They have a lot of name behind them, and they're good overall, I feel. So adding AI to the enemy is something that I'm going to have to do, like generic AI. So like they walk up to you and then they attack rather than just walk into you. And I guess I could go the other way around here and be like player health. So if the player gets hit by the enemy, so what is it? Oh, it's capital O. Oh, why can't I spell? Unity on collision. Enter 2D. If o.gameObject.name equals player debug.log oh no's should be transform. No? Oh, right. Equals player. Well, let's see if that worked. Nope. Collision enter 2D. Once again, I'm running into collider issues. Which I guess should not be a surprise. I don't like call, I like O for object. No, you can walk through walls. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Because I had been making another game in Unity, and really it's the only platform that I know well enough to feel comfortable making anything. And I can't say that I'm doing a great job, but, you know, it's fine. One of these has to work, right? Oh, not that. I really don't even need a mesh collider for the background. Generic enemy. He's too fast for me. Huh. Okay, well, let's just flip this around the other way then. Let's not pull whether the enemy is running into the player. Let's pull whether the player is running into the enemy. And I don't think that's going to make a difference. But it might. Because then I can use basically the same code as this. Or rather, same code here. Generic enemy. Still doesn't work. Neat. Colliders, man. On trigger, enter 2D, collider 2D 0 or O. And I guess walking into the enemy isn't the thing. It's the fact that they're going to be, like, swinging something. So maybe... let's just flip around what the... enemy swing. So let's do the same thing. Again, I'm aware that this is very inefficient. But, you know. Let's make the enemy swings more magenta. Enemy swing hitbox. Okay. And then, for fuck's sake. Every time. Okay, so.
Continue.
Game object. Yeah, I'm surprised this is even still in my playlist. Where is it? It's not in my playlist, is it?
Game over.
Save the city, continue? Where was it? Do you see it in here? Because I thought I deleted this one. It should be right in this, but it's not. Whatever. This is scary. So basically this will loop every 1.5 seconds, so they'll just swing, I guess. If transform.position is greater than player object.transform.position, then enemy facing right equals false. Let's define that as true. And then dot x. So if it is less than that, yeah. Okay. Generic enemy. Where is his enemy swing hitbox? Enemy controller. It is not refreshing. I can't refresh until all the errors are okay. Oh, right, because I duplicated a script like a dumbass. I'll make their hitbox a little smaller. I will set this to 0, 0. So negative, or rather, 0.3 and 0.5. Maybe 0.2 and 0.35.
All artists are that way.
Oh my
A
god.
good artist will never ask you how you like something, because he doesn't give a shit. They don't care whether you like it or not. They do it to satisfy themselves.
No, leave me alone.
Cardboard civil law is very complicated, but why not get in on the action?
They don't care whether you like it or not, because he doesn't give a shit.
Thug life.
Don't worry about it. Happens a lot when I'm right. I drop the mic.
Okay, so this is debug.log hit player.
No time for fucking around.
I'm a bearded white dwarf.
All right, you want boobs? I'll give you boobs.
I guess it would help if I actually start coroutine.
Why not get in on the action? Cardboard civil law is very complicated. Thug life.
Using the wrong script.
But why not get in on the action?
Oh, that's also the wrong script. Move.
Don't
Oh,
worry
damn
about
it.
it.
Okay.
Happens a lot when I'm right. I just dropped you on mic. That's not what it means.
Now it should work. Well, it's working, but it's not working. Probably because this got reset again.
A good
Because
artist will
I'm
never
not
ask
doing
you
this
why you like
right.
something, 'cause he doesn't give a shit. 'Cause he doesn't give a shit. 'Cause he doesn't give a shit. They don't care whether you like it or not. They do it to satisfy themselves.
Okay. Yay, it works. So what we have, player health is 100. Public void. Take hit. Float. Enemy facing right. Float enemy damage. And really, it's the same as this. Except I got these backwards. Float. Take damage. Float. Enemy facing. I really should have a game controller or something holding on to all this stuff, and that might be something I work on. I'm actually probably going to be done for the night after I finish this, just because I don't want to burn myself out. I'm going to use the code that is depreciated, but I know that it works. So we can see player health, 100. It's not doing damage because I don't have the code in place to deal damage. O dot. Ugh. Oh. Yeah. Player controller. Hit. Take hit. And it's... I think I'm just going to do a straight... Let's just do 19 damage because I want to see if it works. Or just do 20. Who fucking cares? And then enemy facing right. So that should knock the player around a little bit. Through rocks, I might add, but it'll knock the player around. So I have 100. 80. Yep. And then when it reaches 0 right now, it resets. Cool. Okay, well, we have the semblance of something. I can't say that it'll be anything good. But, you know, that's all I got so far. But after, I mean, this is a total of about 2.5 hours worth of work, so it's not bad, especially for a beginner. I feel, but there's definitely a lot of room for improvement. But I think the improvement will come a lot faster now because all of the core stuff is in place. Like hitting an enemy, I want to make sure that when I hit an enemy, it does not like pass through a rock. And humble origins, yes. I don't want to listen to that. Don't want to listen to that. No. There's nothing I want to listen to right now. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I think this is a good start, and I'm definitely going to work on it more tomorrow. I'm going to give it another maybe like 5 or 6 hours, and if I can get all the mechanics in place and working okay. Actually, how about this? Where is my Trello list? To do. Add a card. So, first order of business, or smoother movement for player, smoother movement for enemy, smarter movement, smartmer movement for enemy around rocks. Maybe enemies stopped by rocks. And I don't even know if I'll have rocks. They might be like something on the edge to for the player to use as cover. Taking hits. A hit shouldn't push you through rocks. Tox. God, I can't type anymore. Push objects through rocks. there's something there. I'm actually gonna bring this out more because it feels like the swing is really narrow. Enemies move at constant pace. Enemies move and stop before player rather than inside it. Him, them. Gotta be gender neutral. What else we got? Yeah, I mean, I think that's a reasonable start for tomorrow. Have the player move close, or the enemy move close enough to the player to just hit them rather than trying to walk through them. I think that's an important one. Okay, so then the player has to move forward. Yeah, it's a something. Yep. It's closing in on midnight. Okay. Okay, I'm going to close it up for tonight then. Anyway, for those who stuck around and watched, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You definitely didn't need to do that, and it was very nice to have the company. So I very, very much appreciate that. If you want to find more of the stuff that I do, you can find me online pretty much anywhere at Ben_Burns. That's BURNES. That's Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, and YouTube. Get in contact with me there, or subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and you'll definitely see more of this stuff. Excuse me, more of this stuff in the future. I will be working on this more tomorrow. Oh, thank you so much, Beyond. I appreciate that. I will be working on this more tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be making some decent progress. Just in general, I might watch some like Streets of Rage videos or something just to see how the AI handles itself. But I feel like there's really 2 or 3 different types. There's the guys that run up right in your face. There's the guys that like hang back and maybe like throw something at you. And then there's like the guys that charge across the screen. So I think having all of those would be useful. And of course adding animations or some kind of like if you hit them they actually fly back and like stop, and then they have to start walking towards you again rather than just teleporting backwards, obviously. Getting hit shouldn't just teleport you. I think I already wrote that up there, but it's good to have it twice. And then really, I guess it's just kind of creating a level. And I just want to do one level. I'll just do one level where you start at like the village, you fight your way to like the cave, and then there's different enemies in the cave, and then there's the crystal at the end. And then it would be neat, and you know, obviously it'd be a big ask, but it would be neat that once you got the crystal, you use the crystal as the weapon to like whack people, and then you start heading back this way. to get to the end with your tribe. So camera should have more flow to it rather than a one-to-one follow. I don't want to save that. So I'm going to head out for today. I can't remember if I did an intro video or not, but I'm going to do the outro one. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.